Billy Kane here with A+ Windows. I started installing Windows back in the late 1980s, so I feel really qualified to try to help you if you're in the marketplace and you're looking to replace your existing Windows. I want to give you 10 things today that you should look for, questions maybe you should ask before you spend your hard-earned money. So let's get right to it. Number one, whoever you decide to call to give you an estimate on replacing your Windows, if the people that you call, the person on the other line says they insist that you and your significant other are at home, that should be a red flag. You know, I've been doing this a long time. We get a lot of feedback from customers, and some of these national companies, you see them on TV a lot, they'll send people out, and it's unfortunate, but they are going to do everything they can do to make you make a decision right then, right there. They don't want you to think it over. They're going to camp out in your house. So if they insist that both of you are going to be there during that presentation, I would simply tell you, no thank you, and call somebody else. Number two, second question I would ask is, of course, when somebody's out at your home, a legitimate question is, who installs these windows for you? Do you folks use subcontractors, or do you have your own folks in-house that do it? We've done both. There are some good subcontractors, so I'm not throwing all them under the bus. The problem is found here. Subcontractors are paid piecework, or paid by the window. Therefore, it's to their advantage to install the windows as quickly as they can. The more they can put in a day, the more money they go home with at the end of the week. Employees, on the other hand, are more focused on doing the job right because they have a responsibility and they're answerable back to the company. Also, if you're dealing with a company that uses employees, you can rest assured that they have invested a lot of time and resources to get these people trained up, most of them factory trained, and they have made a commitment to these employees and their families that are going to keep them busy. So chances are, if you're dealing with a company that uses employees, it's probably a pretty reputable company. That's my opinion. Number three is insurance. This is a big one. You want to make sure that whoever you decide to do business with, that they have the proper insurance that protects you and your family. You don't want somebody putting your windows in up on the second floor and falls off a ladder and gets seriously injured, and you get sued. So don't just ask people if they have workers' comp and general liability insurance, which all are supposed to have, but you want to make sure that it's in effect. Therefore, you want to see evidence or a certificate of insurance, and every good contractor should have that with them. Next question I think is very important is you need to ask whoever you're talking to, whoever your salesperson is about how long is it going to take to put my windows in. You don't want to get in a situation where somebody starts on your windows and they put in 2 or 3 and they disappear. Or you don't want to be in a situation where you got 12 or 15 windows and somebody sends out 1 man or 2 men. You want these people to come in, get the work done, and get the heck out, just like everybody else does. So it's up to you to ask that question and then get them to put it in writing. And remember, most people are going to be very hesitant to give you an exact time, but they should be able to give you a rough idea within a day at worst of how long it's going to take to put the windows in. Next question, it's really, really important, and I don't expect all of y'all to know all there is about windows, but this is an important question. What type of materials are you going to use in conjunction with the installation of my new window? What does that mean, Billy? Well, whenever we measure windows are measured slightly smaller than the existing rough opening in your home. They have to be, because we have to make sure the windows operate correctly. Therefore, we have to have room to make sure they're plumb and that they're level. Having said that, generally windows are measured within 1/4 of an inch of the existing rough opening. That means you have an 1/8 of an inch gap on each side in the bottom and the top of that window. What is that gap going to be filled with? This is a very legitimate question. Unfortunately, we pull out a lot of windows that have been installed and they didn't put anything in the gap. It's just a gap around the window and it's drafty. Then we pull out some windows where people have used latex caulking. Latex caulking is great for the inside of the home, but it's not great for the outside because it gets brittle and it cracks and it allows water penetration It allows air drafts in your home. So it's a legitimate question. When your windows are installed, you want somebody to use a low foam injection type of insulation that's put in there, and it becomes permanent and part of the structure itself. Then you want to ask, what type of sealant are they using outside on the home? Are they using again a 99-cent tube of cheap paint caulking, or are they using a lifetime sealant? Like it has a 50-year warranty on it. We use OSI Quad. It's $9, $10, $12 a tube, but it lasts. And last but not least, when we talk about the materials being used in conjunction with the window, is the coil. The coil, that's what covers the outside brick molding or whatever type of trim you have, and it's so important. I would say one of the most important parts of the entire project is who is putting that coil. That's the finished touch on your windows. And what type of coil are they using? If they use an aluminum coil that's just painted, that just has a paint on it, what happens with that paint over time, and it doesn't take long, 4 or 5 years, it'll start oxidizing and it'll actually get chalky. You can actually lick your thumb and rub it on that coil, and your thumb will be white if the coil was white. The next type of coil that's used is a PVC coated aluminum coil. And we used to use that. It has a wood grain texture and it looks beautiful. The problem is it's been outsourced to China. All of that coil now, as far as I know of, has been outsourced to China. And the problem is it's made so cheaply, unfortunately, that it delaminates. And if you start riding around your neighborhood and start looking, you'll see replacement windows where it's just aluminum around the window. It's because the PVC is delaminated. We use a powder coated coil. It's called G8. It never oxidizes, it never delaminates, and it stays looking beautiful for many, many years to come. Next thing we want to talk about is measuring. Who is going to come out and measure my windows? Measuring is so important. It's critical because number one, you want this done one time. You don't want somebody coming out to your home and they tell you the windows don't fit. You've been waiting for 4, 6, 8 weeks. The windows finally show up. You're all excited and they come out and they don't fit. And then sometimes they'll come out, and I've seen companies that have tried to make windows fit that were measured wrong. The window was measured too big and it's jammed in an opening, and the window never operates right when you do that because you can't adjust the jambs. They don't tilt in properly. They're crooked. I mean, they're hard to get up and down, just like the ones you just took out of your home. And then if they measure them too small, they're going to have to make modifications. They may have to do trim work inside of your home. So make sure that whoever comes out to your home has good access to your windows, and they take their time and they're sure and they double check those measurements. Here's the next question, very important. You would ask, what is my responsibility as a homeowner as far as moving stuff? Do I need to move the furniture in my home? Do I need to take down my drapes? Do I need to take down my blinds? How about these curtain rods? How about my barbecue grill around back on the deck that's in front of the window? Who's going to move that stuff? Is that my responsibility of yours? Most window companies aren't going to put that in their paperwork, so it's your responsibility as a homeowner to cover your bases. Get these questions out, get it in writing, get somebody to sign off on it so that there's clarity and therefore there's no problem, throughout your project. Next thing I would ask is, what type of warranty is there on your workmanship? Most salespeople understand in great detail, they can go into great detail and tell you the warranty on the windows that they sell. That's one thing. But you want to know, what is the warranty on the labor, the workmanship, apart from whatever the manufacturer offers? That's going to give you a good idea when they tell you that number, how many years they warranty the workmanship, as to how much confidence they have in the people that are installing their windows. Number 9, this is a no-brainer. You're going to want references. References, references, references. Look, the truth is you don't know this person that's sitting in your home. People will tell you anything, unfortunately, to make you buy something. Your best protection is to be able to check somebody out. Check out their references. Go online and look at their reviews. If people have reviews and they're less than, I would say 4.5, 4.6, I just write them off. Good companies understand that they live in a world of reviews, and a company like our company, we have, as this video is made, 5.0. on Google reviews, A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's important to us because 60% of our business, over 60% we do analytics on is referral business. So people talk. So make sure that you get references and call these people, check them out, ask them how are they to deal with. And number 10, last but not least, we're going to close it up, is I would highly recommend that whoever you deal with someone who's got a showroom. You say, why is a showroom important? I'll tell you why it's important. Several reasons. If you deal with somebody who's got a showroom, you're probably dealing with a company that's really serious about providing the best customer service. You're probably dealing with a company that has some financial security. I mean, consider dealing with a company with a good location that's invested the time and the resources and the office staff to provide the best customer service compared to somebody who's working online in their pickup truck or out of their house. Not only that, if there's a showroom, there's a place where you can go and meet the staff, the people that are actually going to be conducting business with you. You can put a name to the face, so to speak. When you're talking to someone, say, oh yeah, I know him or I know her. So and then last but not least, you can go into the showroom. This is really important because instead of, looking at a little window that's, this size, you can go into the showroom and lift up, full size windows. See how they tilt in, how they raise up and down, how they operate. Windows that are about the size of the ones that you're going to be putting in your home. I hope this has helped you a lot. It's 10 things I would highly recommend, 10 questions that I would ask before I bought any windows. Hey, thanks for listening. Billy Kane, A+ Windows, apluswindows.com, 7605 West Broad Street, Richmond. If you're in the Richmond area, check us out. Thank you.